Hi guys, how we doing? So I do apologize. I did not make it out here yesterday. Um, I know I had said I had planned on it, but things never quite go the way you have planned, pretty much ever. Um, that's kind of normal. And I think that's a little too pink. So all we have left on these guys is the skin. And of course, you've heard me say it 3 dozen times. If you ever want to feel like you're a little too sane, try and mix a believable skin tone. So, right now, I have had one mixed, but it's a little too pink. And I know I just mixed a little too much brown in there, so now we're going to add some white. It's a forever ongoing challenge. But we get there in the long run. Okay, that's not awful, but it's not quite where I want it yet. It's a little too dark. It's actually in the ballpark, though. I think maybe a little bit more white. Actually, you know what? Yeah, we'll clean it up just a little bit more. You always have to be careful when mixing skin tones. It's really easy if you go a little too heavy with the brown. When it dries, a lot of times it'll dry a little bit darker, and then it just looks kind of dirty, which is not the goal we want. So, what you guys don't see me do a lot is a lot of times I'm doing that, which is just to see if it's just a little hair lighter than my skin tone. Now I am going to do something I almost never do. I am actually going to use the same skin tone on both of these guys. Just simply, I'm ready to have this out in my yard. I don't have the sanity left to test myself by mixing skin tones twice. So, they're going to be... We've got them kind of looking like siblings anyway, so a fairly close skin tone is not going to be a big faux pas to do. So I have definitely taken heed. I can see you guys definitely want more Deimos, which kind of works because I cannot make him his own channel until this one monetizes. And at that point, seeing as he's going to end up being a big chunk of that anyway, I don't see a lot of point. So, we're going to keep things as is. And basically, if this channel does monetize, at least at first, anything I make will go towards his care. Hopefully, I can maybe eventually make enough that I can get him into that specialist in Nashville and see if we can, if there's anything we can do to get him fully back to normal or a little bit better, or keep him from losing the last little bit of sight that he's got. And I know I sound rough. I'm actually allergic to cats, and he spends the night with me. So until I get the combination correct with the allergy medicines and stuff, I'm just going to sound a little bit rough for a little while. 'Cause the other option is to remove the cause of the allergies, and, well, I'm just not going to do that. He is very, very attached specifically to me, and I'm not going to take away his security because I sneeze and cough a little bit. That just does not seem right to me. I am going to go ahead and do their faces so that they can be drying, so that hopefully in this same video we can go ahead and get their details, you know, a little bit on the lips, the eyes, and whatnot done. There we go. So after today, I won't be back on until Monday. That's not to say I won't have pop some shorts up here and there. Check in with how the critters here and there for you, if I have time. A lot of times on the weekends, I don't get a lot of time to film or post, so that's just kind of the way things are. This is not something that pays my bills, so I can't prioritize it while I'm at work. Sometimes if I have a little extra time, I'll film a few things to upload during the work weekend, I guess it is. But it just depends on what I have time for, and if I have a little bit of extra stuff I can put. I try not to leave the channel completely inactive for more than a day or two, though. There we go. If I seem a little bit on edge, the birds have been a lot today. They have just been in a mood, and that happens sometimes. A lot of times, actually. Basically, the cockatiels and the conures will decide to come get a little friendly competition of who can scream louder going, and well, it's a handful to deal with. I wouldn't take anything for them. I love my birds. They are definitely like having toddlers sometimes, but you know, that's what I tell people on a pretty regular basis is if you're considering getting any kind of pet, you want to look into the negative as well as the positive. Nobody has perfect all the time. Sometimes dogs chew shoes or things that are needed. Or they desperately need their nails trimmed and they step on a foot and cause a whole bunch of damage. You can't really blame the animal. It's in their nature. They get excited. Same thing with birds. Sometimes they bite. Sometimes they yell. They demand bites of anything you're eating, so you have to really kind of pay attention to what you're eating and make sure that it's something that's not going to harm them. And sometimes with, like, the chinchillas, where I do work somewhere that they occasionally do sell them, I actually have to tell people that male chinchillas can do some... my table has decided to be really, really rolly today. They do some really not child-appropriate things. And you really have to be prepared for that if you're going to have them around children. They're not a pet that I actually ever would recommend around children anyway, because they do bite. And I have been bitten by all 3 of my chinchillas. That's just part of life. Mostly now it's just affectionate or curious nibbles. But when they were younger, I have gotten at least 1 aggression bite out of each of them. Minnie's made the most sense, though. Her previous owners didn't keep a cold rock in her cage all the time like I do. And I changed those out periodically. And she had this brand new thing that she absolutely loved, and she thought I was taking it away. So she chomped me. She hasn't done it since, though, because she realized very quickly that I gave her a new one. So they can learn. Almost forgot that arm. That would have been kind of funny, wouldn't it? So I'm kind of debating. I really want to go back to working on my gazing ball, but I kind of want to make some Halloween decorations. I'm kind of going back and forth on that, so I'd love to hear what you guys think. Are you willing to wait a little bit longer to see the gazing ball finished? Do you want to see the Halloween decorations? Or are enough people doing stuff like that that you feel like that's something you can get elsewhere? There we go. So we have skin, which is always a good thing. It's kind of an important thing to have, isn't it? So now, we're going to get some of our smaller brushes here. And I actually want... There we go. That one or this one? This is where it gets really delicate really quickly. And some of these teeny tiny little details. There is. I always get a little antsy doing the eyes. So I do actually plan, I think I've mentioned it before, we've got the Cockatiels cohab now as well. I do plan on eventually showing that a little bit. And yes, I know this is an odd color for eyes, but I don't know, I thought it worked. And I don't actually hate it, so that's always good. But I do want to get a video of them, how cute and sweet they are together, But as soon as we see them being cute and sweet, they stop doing it. So it's a little bit tricky. And this is not perfect, but not terrible either, so I'm not hating on it. And we're going to play with fire here. I'm trying to think what color to use. I'm still kind of tying in their individual things that they animals that they represented, which is why she got the kind of turquoise blue eyes, and she's getting these nice brown. That was not perfect, but that's all right. So that is enough of that one. And now yeah. Why do I keep grabbing that arm? I'm going to have to go back and fix it. And sometimes I get reminders why I am not a makeup artist. My daughter makes these perfect eyebrows on herself all the time, and I do not understand how she does it. I wake up with my eyebrows already in place, and it's kind of a that's what you're getting type of deal. And if you're seeing this, you can understand why I left the eyes alone on that little boy. Because whoever painted them did better than I can. Eyes are never going to be my strong suit for painting. Let's see how much damage I did. Actually, not too bad. I really thought I did worse because I grabbed that arm a couple of times accidentally. Okay, I obviously grabbed the wrong pink. There we go. So what I did here, I took a little bit of my skin tone and actually cut into my pink with the brush just to create that really light tone. They're supposed to be young. You don't want them wearing bright red or bright pink lipstick. That wouldn't be quite right. But people's lips do tend to have a little bit of a different tone than their skin. And then we're also going to just very lightly a little lighter than that, I think. There we go. And this is just almost dry brushing that same pink. Just to give them a little bit of rosiness. And I think that's going to do it. So these guys are going to get clear coated probably tomorrow before I go to work. And then I'll probably do a little short showing where they're going to be. Kind of the same, in the same ballpark of what I did with the hide and seek kids. So that will come in the next few days. And we'll figure out what we're going to start on Monday. And till then, I'll talk to you guys next time.